Good morning, everyone.
Good
I
morning.
have a fly, so if you see me doing this, that's what it is.
You swatting the fly.
Swatting the fly. Gosh, keeps coming around. My kids had career day today. It was really fun. They got to dress up as the character that they wanted to be when they grew up. So my daughter wants to be a singer, and she knew right away. She said, "Mom, I want to be a singer when I grow up." And didn't have to think about it. She's just like, "This is what I want to wear. This is what I'm going to do. This is who I'm going to be." And it was off to the races. But my
Wow.
son, he was like, "No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to dress up. I don't want to be a part of this. This is not my thing." And so I kept asking him, do you want to dress up? Like, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? And he was like, "No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that." And he got up this morning and he had slicked back his hair and it was all standing up. And he said, "I want to be a dad."
I like it.
And I got thinking about how we think about ourselves.
Mhm.
We step into the world a certain way based on how we see ourselves. Somebody
Mhm.
can say to you, "This is how I see you," and it will affect you. You may say, "I don't care what you think," and usually that means I do care what you think. But it really matters what we think about ourselves, and that changes how we step into the world. And whether it's not wanting to participate in something or stepping into the career that we're choosing, or being tired and lethargic in our day, or being dramatic in how we do things, or being silent in how we do things, or whatever it is, we get to make those choices. And so we just started that thought process as I was dealing with them in those moments. And it's been really interesting to think about those things.
Wow. So what I find interesting about what they did today was the fact that they had to think about who they are as people, not just now, but who they want to be or who they aspire to be in the future. So they had to do some thinking and thinking about who they are as people and how they want to be in the world in the future. That was really an interesting exercise. And the fact that they were so different in their choices. My father always used to say, "Janice, you've got choices. I've got so many different choices of things I can do and not do and be and not be." And they had that same opportunity to think of something that they wanted to be. And yet they were so different. They were so different. I think it just makes me think about how we see ourselves. In order for us to present to the world, we have to see ourselves a certain way, right? So that means we have to do an introspective look at who we are as people and our personalities and what that's going to look like in the future. So I think it's a good exercise in self-reflection. I think it's a good exercise in self-examination and who we think we are and how we see ourselves, and then how people are going to turn around and see us. I think it was a very great exercise to do that. And I can't wait to see pictures. I hope you took pictures because I want to see pictures of how they showed up today. Interesting, very interesting.
That was a good phrase you used, who we think we are.
Yes. Who do we think we are? And how do other people see us? And is it the same? Do they jive? Do they match up? Do they line up? Or are they so different with how people see us and how we see ourselves? That's a really great exercise. And then to do a poll to see what, so Mom, what do you think I will be in the future? Or what do you see me doing in the future? Maybe they're having them ask you that question and having you ask yourself that question. What do you
ever do those
foresee for your
contests in
kids?
school? the most likely to become this or that, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
And sometimes they're so different than what you ever thought about yourself. And sometimes those are good because they're like, huh, that's interesting. Why would someone think that?
yeah,
Um, and they make you realize things about yourself that maybe you don't see. And other times makes you realize maybe you're projecting something that you don't want to project. Um,
yeah,
and those are good things too to realize you do come across differently than maybe you want to come across.
yeah. You know, is that easy to do though? When you're looking at yourself like this in the mirror, sometimes you're so close to it that you really can't see. You can imagine, but it's you're so close to who you think you need to be or should be that you really are not really being as objective as maybe you could be. And so I think that's a really powerful exercise to kind of picture who do you think you really are today, which means how you will show up later. What will that mean for you being a grown up later or being further along in age later? That's a very powerful exercise, I think. Very
It's so
powerful.
hard. And I think that's why we need other people in our lives because they come alongside and like, wait a minute,
Mm,
this is not how I see this, you know?
yeah.
And this is how you're making me feel. Like when you say this is what it means for me.
Hmm.
When you actually in your heart, you feel great. You know, you said something and you feel wonderful because, it's all love and joy on your side.
Yeah.
But when they receive it on their side, they're they're dealing with something totally different.
Wow.
And both are true.
Yeah, because your perception is everything, and so's theirs, right? What they perceive is their reality, and what you perceive as being yourself is your reality. So perception is everything, but it could be two different perspectives, like you say, which is the interesting part of the exercise, right? So when people know you the way they know you, they may see certain things for you that you don't see, or they may have an objective, more of an objective look at who you are, knowing you how they know you, and seeing other things that are possible for you that maybe you're not even aware of because you don't see it. You see something totally different. Two different perspectives of the same apple. I think that's a powerful exercise. So I think it's a good question to ask those that know you well, where do you see me or how do you see me? And hear what they say, get that feedback and see how far off you are. That's a very powerful exercise, I think. I'm going to
It
start.
is powerful. I
It's
did
a
it for a
powerful
business class once,
Yeah.
and it's also just interesting to see who lines up, what lines up and is consistent.
Yes. See what actually does come out.
When you get all of the things that are consistent, it's like truth lining up and showing you who you really are,
Yeah.
you know, um, and what's really coming out when you're stepping in a room with someone.
Wow.
Um, and that's a big deal to
That's
see
powerful.
right here,
Yeah.
in front of your face.
That's powerful. Now I'm going to start asking questions.
Yeah, we
See,
don't ask enough questions.
we don't. We don't ask for those objective opinions of what people see in us or for us. But I think it's good to get that perspective. I think it's good to see what people are thinking when they, especially those who know us well. You know, do they see us the way we see us? I think that's going to be a good exercise to do for. I'm going to do some homework. I'm going to start asking some questions. Just
Or
kind of
maybe don't
see.
ask your enemies.
Yeah, right. And seeing how seeing how that lines up, if they're right on, or if they're right they're off kilter somehow, or if we're off kilter. That's a powerful exercise to try this week. And
Be a little bit of both.
come back and see how far off our predictions or our estimations or our assumptions were, and theirs for that matter. Okay. Something to think about, right, guys? Something to think about.
Yeah. Have a fantastic week. And if you're dreaming about doing something, go out and do it,
Yeah.
or dress up like it, put it on your wall, and move forward,
And move forward.
move toward it.
Won't know unless you try it. Can't knock it until you try it either. Gotta try it.
Right. That's right.
Have a great week. Have a great Monday. See you all next time, same time. Bye for
Talk
now.
soon.